St. Martin's was founded in 1955 with a mission to care for frail elders who needed help. And St. Martin's has grown over the years and has a mission to provide a continuum of care and a quality of life to aging members of this community and to their families.
It was a completely new idea, and I was impressed with the idea because it was such a dramatic change on how long-term care is to be offered.
It's obviously a wonderful concept for people to live together in a group and have a much better living style.
And we are finally going to give the elders that live in institutions the respect they need.
You don't get a chance to make a difference often.
It's a multi-denominational but faith-based organization.
We make the best out of the institutional model that we have, but we're moving towards something that we think is much better. In the cottages, there's no nurses station. There's a study where nurses can do the things that they need to do, but there's not a nurses stations where all the elders are lined up around it so they can be monitored. There are no long hallways with bedrooms off of each side. In the cottages, there are 10 bedrooms around an open floor plan. The elders in the cottages won't be sleepy at breakfast time because they can wake up when they want to wake up.
There's a distance in an institution, and what appeals to me about the cottages is that it is very much driven, it seems to me, from my perspective and from my ministry and caring for people at various ages, it's about the whole person.
In the institutional environment, the staff have to focus on creating efficiency. They have to focus on schedules, on getting people at certain places at specific times. But in the greenhouse, the focus changes. It's on creating life for elders. That's something worth waking up for.
What we have now is a rather depressing model.
So you go back far enough and you look close enough, you can find a time in our history when institutionalizing people with mental illness or dementia or physical frailty or disability, when institutionalization represented a step forward, a step ahead for how human beings cared for and looked after the less fortunate among them. Well, now we live in a new time. It's a new history is being made.
This new model is a significant improvement, and I think that it will revolutionize the industry and cause the standard of care to be changed.
It's in our nature to seek and to be nourished by community. And that's what Greenhouse is really all about. It's about making communities that bring together the Shabazim and the elders and the families of all those who are part of a greenhouse, bringing them all together in one place where they can make magic happen.
It's not just about the place. We've also created a whole new model of care. In a traditional nursing home, you have levels of bureaucracy with bosses of bosses, but in the cottages, the real person in charge is the elder. They, along with their shabaz, which is a new word that replaces a CNA or a certified nursing assistant, work together, along with a visiting clinical team, to create the most positive experience possible. The Shabazin are certified and they receive 120 hours of additional training.
Started a program to look into the future of St. Martin's and realized that we had to replace the aging nursing home at some time in the future. And so when a different option came along, it made sense to look at it, so that I went over along with another board member and to Tupelo, to the first greenhouse. And it was it wasn't rocket science to figure out that they certainly had a better model than the traditional nursing home.
Wow, this is a great concept, but I bet it costs more to build. I bet it costs more to operate, and probably wouldn't work here at St. Martin's. We signed up though for a workshop that was being held in Tupelo that included an explanation of the greenhouse model. It included a tour of the first 4 greenhouses that were in operation, and we discovered there that the greenhouse cost really no more money to build than what we were planning. It's truly a realignment of resources. The buildings are simply the vessels where a new model of care takes place. And so we attended, several staff members attended the workshop. We sent several board members to subsequent workshops, and all of us came away convinced that it would be a big mistake to build a new improved institution. We became focused on building houses that elders would truly call home.
I think the proof has been demonstrated in several different ways. First, I would argue the hands-on practical proof is seen in, I saw it as an individual in Tupelo, hands-on. Saw that people were different, people were happy.
Dr. Rosalie Kane from the University of Minnesota has conducted a number of really terrific studies that show that people living in a greenhouse have a better quality of life and better health and better health outcomes. But there's something even more than that, beyond that. It's people flowering into the full potential of their lives. We see this among the Shabazim frequently. People who were once working hard in a job that was too small for them, now are able to expand and fill the role of Shabaz and actually become the midwives of elderhood.
And for me to be able to nurture the elders and give them the care that they need, it makes my day. At the end of the day, I go home and I feel like I've accomplished something, during that day. To see them smile, to see them button their own shirt, put their own shoes on. Just their quality of life has improved, and that makes me feel better.
Most everything is done for you here. Some people, we can do a lot for ourselves, but some people can do nothing for themselves. And it's wonderful that they can have it done for them.